Somali killer cop's disgusting secret about his past just came out that he thought was buried since the Somali Muslim cop who shot and killed 40-year-old Justine Damond has mostly refused to talk in the last 5 days since her death. People went searching for answers to the pressing questions he didn't want to answer. In the process, a disgusting secret from his past was just discovered, making the horrific Sunday night incident all the worse by unveiling a much bigger problem. Despite the mainstream media wanting to ignore the glaring facts of this officer's nationality and faith, they play some part in the case of Justine's preventable death or have a place in the reporting of it. In all other cases of a cop shooting a civilian, race plays a part in the narrative and is the main point liberal outlets push, accusing the killer cop of acting with bias. Now that the tables are turned, the topic of skin color has become suddenly taboo in this story, which has only come back to haunt Noor and his liberal sympathizers with what's just come up about him. Thousands of conservatives have rightfully stated that Noor should have never been on the police force, considering his religious bias and inability to do his job for now obvious lack of training. Why this man was given a badge and a gun he couldn't be trusted with seems to be the biggest question, which many believing the position was the direct result of political correctness. The idea that political correctness kills has become all too real with Justine's death, especially after Noor's secret about why he was working as a cop just came out. The Daily Wire reports, the fatal police shooting of an unarmed woman in Minnesota was committed by one of 5 Somalis that Minneapolis recruited as part of its affirmative action plan. According to new reports, the city's affirmative action program requires it to give preferential treatment to minorities, not only those hired by the city but by all contractors awarded contracts of more than $100,000, reports WorldNet Daily. Minneapolis Police OFC. Mohammed Noor is accused of shooting and killing Australian Justine Damond, 40, who was engaged to be married in August. Trending on Freedom Daily. Minnesota about to burn after mob of Somali Muslims take over neighborhood and force hell on women. Whoa. Look what just came out about 2 missing minutes of shooting that Muslim cop tried to hide hijab wearing. Mayor issues disgusting threat to Minnesota residents after her Muslim cop kills white woman. What's worse is that even in the bloody aftermath of this affirmative action that's clearly not working in anyone's favor by the wrongdoers, Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges is still defending it and stating that she stands with Somalis. Noor's entered the force as a favor to his religion, given a badge simply for being Somali born and not actually qualified. He was to fill a spot and make a political point in the country, which Justine paid the ultimate price for. Here's what Islam sympathizing Hodges said at the time Noor was sworn in, and apparently still stands by this sentiment today. I want to take a moment to recognize Officer Mohammed Noor, the newest Somali officer in the Minneapolis Police Department, the liberal mayor explained in a lengthy Facebook post in 2016 in praise of Noor's 2015 hiring. According to the Daily Wire, Officer Noor has been assigned to the 5th Precinct, where his arrival has been highly celebrated, particularly by the Somali community in and around Carmel Mall. The community even hosted a meet and greet event, see pics, to welcome him. Hodges continued, a wonderful sign of building trust and community policing at work. Welcome Officer Noor and all of the new officers in their new precinct assignments across the city. Rather than eating those words and taking responsibility for putting an officer out in the public who may or may not have been prepared for the position, Hodges defended her stance on the matter and blamed everyone else for racism. In a social media statement made just hours after Justine was shot dead, the crackpot mayor took a stand for the shooter's defense by stating that she's with our Somali community. We can't compound the tragedy of Justine Damond's death by turning to racism, she said on Twitter in the wake of this horrific act. In a strangely delusional twist, Hodges took to Twitter on Wednesday with a post addressing the backlash, reading as if a white officer had shot an unarmed Muslim. She completely avoids reality in her words to twist the point, and everyone needs to ask why. Hodges has successfully brainwashed people in her community to believe that a Somali infiltration is a good thing. Somalis are taking the rightful place in the society and fully integrated, one Minnesota resident wrote on Facebook after Noor was presented with the police job as a direct result of affirmative action. Heavy.com reported, the newest Somali American police in the Minneapolis PD, Officer Mohammed Noor. We are proud of our young law enforcement agents in our American Somali community. You have our support and we got your back. The delusion runs almost deeper than the double standard. As long as these people are accepting of this, they also need to be okay with accepting all the negative that comes with it.